Good morning. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Sarah Omar.
Thank you. And what should I call you?
You can call me by my first name, Sarah.
Thank you. Now, in the first part of the IELTS speaking exam, I'm going to ask you questions about yourself. Let's begin with some questions about your hometown. Where do you live?
I'm currently living in Toronto, which is a big city located in Ontario, Canada.
What kind of place is your hometown?
So I actually grew up in a small city by the name of Guelph. Guelph actually has lots of parks and beautiful greenery and farmland. It's a very beautiful, quiet place.
How often do you visit your hometown?
I visit my hometown quite often, maybe like 3 to 4 times a month, because I still have lots of family and friends there.
Do you prefer living in the city or the countryside?
I prefer living in the city mainly because it's accessible to all grocery stores and the transportation is a lot more accessible in this city, but I do like to relax by the countryside sometimes.
Now let's move on to talk about your daily routine. Do you usually have a busy day?
Yes, my weekdays are usually quite busy between picking up my kids, dropping them off, going to work myself, getting dinner ready. So it's quite busy during the weekdays.
What do you usually do in the mornings before you start your day?
In the mornings, I usually like to get up early, pray, and enjoy my morning coffee. After dropping off my kids, I like to go for a quick workout before I start work.
How do you usually spend your free time on weekdays?
During weekdays, when I have some free time, I like to go for nature walks or I like to just wind down and read a book.
Great. So now let's talk about social activities. Do you like spending time with friends?
Yes, I actually enjoy spending time with friends here and there. However, I prefer to spend time with my kids and my family a lot more than my friends.
What do you usually do when you meet your friends?
When I meet my friends, we usually go out for dinner and we like to go for a walk afterwards.
Do you prefer to spend time with a few close friends or a group of people?
For me, I prefer having a small group of people and just sticking to them and spending time with them.
Now let's talk about food. What types of food do you like to eat?
I like spicy food, especially different curries. I find it to be very delicious.
Do you think your diet has changed compared to when you were a child?
Yes, I'd say my diet has changed from when I was a child because I try to eat more healthy foods.
How often do you eat out at restaurants?
I try to get takeout once or twice a week, and usually I like to try different meals every time.
All right, that concludes part 1. Thank you. Let's move on to part 2 of your IELTS exam. In part 2, I'm going to give you a topic and you'll have 1 minute to prepare your answer. Then you must speak for a full 2 minutes. Describe a time you helped someone. You should say who you helped, what you did, and how you helped them. Please start speaking now.
I want to talk about a time that I helped my neighbor Nancy. Nancy actually needed some help with her groceries, so I carry the bags for Nancy who needed help with her groceries. When I helped Nancy, I felt really good because I know she does need some assistance with her groceries, so I decided to hold her bags for her and actually take it up to her unit because I know she needed some assistance. I think it's important to help others, especially because if they are in need and they are elderly, they may need your assistance in carrying grocery bags or even helping them taking it up to their unit. It made me realize that these small acts actually make others feel so good and it actually makes their day. So I'd like to help others a lot more often than usual.
Now let's move on to part 3. we're going to discuss more about helping others. What are some benefits of helping others?
Helping others makes you feel good and the other person feel good. I think it actually creates a positive environment because you are just sharing your love and your assistance with others.
Do you think it's important to teach children to help others?
Yes, I think it's very important for their development to help others and to learn how to ask for help when they need help. So even though they help others, they may need help themselves one day.
Is it better to help others through face-to-face or through online support?
I think both are important, whether it's online or in person. I think helping in general is important, especially because maybe some elderly may not know how to use online devices. So helping them even with their iPad or paying their bank statements, it's also a form of help.
Why do some people hesitate to ask for help?
Some people hesitate because they don't want to burden other people with what they need help in. So this is why I think some people hesitate to ask others for help.
This concludes your IELTS speaking test. Now I'd like to give you some feedback. Your performance was good, but try to use different words like assist or support. Also, try to speak a bit more fluently without pausing or without using filler words. You made some grammar errors and said things like, I carry the bags instead of saying, I carry bags. In part 3, try to give more detailed answers throughout your questions so that way the examiner is able to give you a fair grade. For this performance, I would give you a band 6.